The atmosphere in Baltimore was already electric, but the moment BTS took the stage, the entire energy of the venue seemed to change. Thousands of fans gathered in Maryland had been waiting for this moment, and when Jungkook and Jimin appeared under the lights, the reaction was immediate. The crowd erupted with cheers, light sticks filled the venue with waves of purple, and cameras quickly turned toward the stage to capture every unforgettable second. From the opening moments, Jungkook and Jimin brought an incredible level of confidence to the performance. Their movements were sharp, synchronized, and perfectly matched to the rhythm of the music. Even from a distance, the excitement in the venue was impossible to miss. Every beat seemed to trigger another wave of cheering from ARMY, creating an atmosphere that felt almost as important as the performance itself. The Baltimore concert became a special experience because of the connection between the performers and the audience. Fans were not simply watching a show, they were participating in the atmosphere, singing along, waving their light sticks, and reacting to every movement on stage. Whenever Jungkook moved toward the front of the stage, the volume seemed to rise again, while Jimin's expressive performance style created another huge response from the crowd. One of the most talked about aspects of the fancam footage is the chemistry between Jungkook and Jimin as performers. Their timing appeared extremely natural, with each movement fitting into the choreography while still allowing their individual personalities to stand out. Rather than simply repeating the choreography, they brought their own energy and expressions to the stage, making the performance feel alive from beginning to end. Jungkook's stage presence was particularly noticeable throughout the performance. His ability to move effortlessly between powerful choreography and calmer moments kept the audience completely focused. His expressions changed with the music, and those small details became some of the moments fans were most eager to capture on camera. Jimin brought a completely different but equally captivating energy. His performance style is known for its precision and expressive quality, and the Baltimore stage gave fans plenty of moments to appreciate those strengths. His movements appeared controlled and deliberate, while his facial expressions added another layer to the performance. Together, Jungkook and Jimin created a powerful contrast. Jungkook's energetic presence and Jimin's expressive style complemented one another, making their moments together especially memorable. The audience seemed to recognize every small interaction, every synchronized movement, and every change in expression. The fancam perspective also gives viewers a different way to experience the concert. Instead of seeing the entire production from a distant angle, fans can focus closely on the performers and notice details that might disappear during a full concert broadcast. Small gestures, expressions, choreography details, and reactions from the audience become much easier to appreciate. As the performance continued, the energy inside the venue kept building. The music became louder, the choreography became more intense, and the audience responded with even greater enthusiasm. Baltimore ARMY appeared completely invested in the moment, turning the concert into a massive celebration of BTS and their music. There was something particularly exciting about seeing thousands of people react at exactly the same time. A single movement from the stage could produce a huge cheer, while a familiar musical moment could lead to thousands of voices singing together. That collective reaction is one of the things that makes a BTS concert so different from simply watching a performance online. Jungkook's confidence was another highlight. Whether he was performing powerful choreography or standing briefly during a transition, his presence remained noticeable. The camera naturally followed him because there always seemed to be something happening whenever he was in frame. Jimin's presence created the same effect. His ability to communicate emotion through movement and expression gave his moments an additional impact. Even when the choreography slowed down, his performance remained engaging because of the attention he gave to the smallest details. The Baltimore fancam also captures the scale of the event. The lights stretching across the audience created a breathtaking background, with thousands of fans holding their light sticks in the air. From the stage, that view must have looked incredible, while from the audience, the performers appeared surrounded by a sea of purple. The relationship between BTS and ARMY was visible throughout the entire evening. Fans knew the songs, recognized the choreography, and reacted to even the smallest stage moments. That familiarity created an atmosphere where the performers and audience seemed to move together as one enormous crowd. For fans watching the fancam later, these details make the footage especially valuable. A concert happens only once in that particular moment, and fan-recorded footage can preserve the atmosphere, excitement, and reactions that made the night memorable. One of the most interesting things about the performance was how quickly the atmosphere could change. A powerful section of choreography could have the crowd shouting at full volume, while a quieter musical moment could suddenly make everyone focus on the stage. That contrast kept the performance constantly changing. Jungkook and Jimin seemed completely comfortable sharing the stage. Their synchronization made the choreography look effortless, even though performances at this level require enormous preparation and concentration. Every movement had to happen at the right time, and their coordination helped make the entire routine look polished. The audience reaction became almost a performance of its own. Fans shouted names, sang lyrics, waved light sticks, and held up phones to preserve their favorite moments. Every section of the venue appeared to have its own reaction, creating layers of sound throughout the stadium. For Baltimore ARMY, seeing BTS perform in Maryland was more than simply attending another concert. It was an opportunity to experience the group live and become part of a moment that could later be remembered through photographs, videos, and fancams. The fancam footage also highlights the difference between watching BTS on a screen and seeing them perform live. On a regular music video, every camera angle is carefully selected. A fancam is different because the person recording chooses what to follow, often capturing spontaneous moments that would never become part of an official broadcast. That makes fan footage especially fascinating. One camera may focus on Jungkook during a particular section, while another may capture Jimin interacting with the audience. Together, these recordings create a larger picture of what happened during the night. Jimin's dancing was another major talking point. His movements looked precise and controlled, but there was also a natural fluidity that made the choreography visually striking. His ability to combine technique with expression helped make his performance memorable. Jungkook's dancing brought a different kind of intensity. His movements were energetic and powerful, and he maintained that energy even during demanding sections of the choreography. His ability to stay focused while performing at such a high level was one of the standout elements of the stage. When the two performed together, their individual strengths became even more noticeable. Their timing created moments where the choreography seemed almost perfectly mirrored, while small differences in their expressions gave each performer his own identity. The crowd seemed particularly responsive whenever the pair reached major choreography moments. Cheers rose from different sections of the venue, and the sound appeared to travel across the entire audience. Another memorable aspect was the visual production surrounding them. Concert lighting can completely transform a performance, and the combination of stage lights, screens, audience light sticks, and movement created an impressive visual environment. For people watching the fancam afterward, those visuals help recreate some of the feeling of being inside the venue. Even through a camera screen, the scale of the audience reaction remains clear. There were also moments when the performers appeared to acknowledge the crowd. These brief interactions can become some of the most meaningful memories for concertgoers because they remind fans that the performance is happening directly in front of them rather than being simply another recording. Baltimore's audience brought its own personality to the event. The enthusiasm of the fans could be heard throughout the performance, and their reactions helped maintain the momentum from one section to the next. The excitement was not limited to the biggest moments. Sometimes the smallest gesture could generate a huge reaction. A wave, a smile, a look toward a particular section, or a brief pause could become a memorable moment for the fans who happened to capture it. That is part of what makes live concert footage so fascinating. The official setlist may be planned, but the atmosphere cannot be completely predicted. The audience contributes something unique to every performance. Jungkook and Jimin also demonstrated how much stage presence can add to choreography. The same dance routine can feel completely different depending on the performer's expressions, confidence, and connection with the audience. Their Baltimore performance showed why fans continue to pay attention to even the smallest details. Viewers often replay fancams not because they missed the song itself, but because they want to notice something new in the performance. A particular expression might look different when replayed. A choreography transition may reveal a subtle detail. A moment between performers may become clearer from a different camera angle. These details give fans reasons to return to the footage again and again. The atmosphere became especially intense during the biggest musical sections. The audience seemed to respond almost instantly, creating a wall of sound that surrounded the stage. For Jungkook and Jimin, performing in front of such a large crowd requires concentration, confidence, and stamina. Yet the performance maintained a sense of enjoyment that made the stage feel exciting rather than simply technically perfect. The Baltimore fancam therefore captures more than choreography. It captures a particular night, a particular audience, and a particular connection between BTS and ARMY. For fans who were physically present, the memories will always be connected to the sounds and lights of the venue. For fans watching from home, the fancam provides a glimpse into what that experience felt like. The reactions online also show how quickly memorable concert moments can spread. A short clip can become a favorite moment among fans, while a longer fancam can allow viewers to experience the complete sequence and understand why the audience reacted so strongly. Jungkook and Jimin's performance had the kind of energy that encourages viewers to keep watching. There was always another movement, another reaction, another lighting change, or another audience response waiting around the next moment. That constant movement is especially important in concert footage. Unlike a studio recording, the performance is unpredictable in small ways, and those imperfections can actually make it feel more personal and authentic. The Baltimore stage also reminded fans that BTS performances are built around more than individual moments. The music, choreography, lighting, audience, and performers all worked together to create the final experience. Jungkook and Jimin stood at the center of that experience, bringing their own personalities and performance styles to the stage while remaining connected to the larger BTS production. As the performance approached its biggest moments, the audience appeared more energized than ever. The cheers became louder, the light sticks moved faster, and phones remained pointed toward the stage as fans tried to preserve every possible second. When the final moments arrived, the reaction from the crowd reflected everything that had happened before it. The excitement did not disappear immediately. Instead, it seemed to continue through cheers, applause, and fans reacting to what they had just witnessed. For anyone watching the fancam, the Baltimore performance becomes a reminder of why live BTS stages remain so powerful. The combination of music, choreography, personality, and audience energy creates something that cannot be completely reproduced anywhere else. Jungkook and Jimin's performance gave fans plenty to discuss, from their synchronization and expressions to their individual stage presence. Every viewer may have a different favorite moment, which is exactly what makes concert footage so enjoyable to revisit. Some fans may focus on Jungkook's powerful movements. Others may be drawn to Jimin's expressive choreography. Some may remember the audience reaction, while others may simply appreciate the overall atmosphere of the Baltimore night. What remains clear is that the Maryland concert created plenty of unforgettable moments. The fancam preserves a snapshot of that night and allows fans around the world to experience at least a small part of the excitement that filled the venue. And perhaps the most special part is that every fan watching the footage brings their own memories and emotions to it. A moment that seems small to one viewer can become the favorite moment of another. That is the magic of a live performance. The stage belongs to the performers, but the memory belongs to everyone who experiences it. Baltimore ARMY gave Jungkook and Jimin an enormous welcome, and the performers answered that energy with a confident, polished, and memorable stage. The result was a performance filled with music, movement, excitement, and moments that fans will likely continue replaying long after the concert lights have gone dark. The full fancam ultimately tells the story of an unforgettable night in Maryland, BTS on stage, Jungkook and Jimin bringing powerful energy to their performance, and thousands of fans responding with everything they had. It was not simply a few minutes of choreography, it was a shared concert experience captured through the eyes of fans. And as the footage continues, one thing becomes increasingly obvious: Baltimore was ready for BTS, and BTS gave the audience plenty of reasons to remember this night.